Hello everyone. In this video, I'd like to show how to perform independent two-sample hypothesis testing by SPSS. Just assume this is an example question. The keyword different indicate the two-tailed test. The null and alternative statement should be like this. Let's perform two-sample independent test with two variables, gender and weight A group. So we like to see the difference in weight A group between genders, males and females. So therefore we're using these two variables. Go from analyze, compare means, independent samples t-test. So we're going to move weight A target variable into the variable box, and then we need to see the difference between male and female. So therefore we need to define grouping variable, place gender file into the grouping variable. You need to define groups, group 1, group 2. So this one, in order to type in group 1 name or group 2 name, please refer to the original dataset. What we typed in gender, we typed M for males. Therefore, you have to place just M here and also F for females. So if you typed male or female, then you have to write the male and the female. So whatever you typed in the original data set. So this must be M or F. Now define. So options to, this one is just option. It doesn't affect the result, but still I like to make sure about the confidence interval. In this case, 5% significance level. So therefore confidence level should be 95. So it's okay to keep 95, continue, click OK. So we like to use these two tables to make the interpretation. Here are the output tables from SPSS. As you can see, the second table, we have two results. One is equal variance is assumed. The other one is equal variance is not assumed. We need to select which one. To decide which one, we're gonna use standard deviation on the first table, just making use of standard deviation because the squared standard deviation should be the variances. So therefore, making use of this result, to decide which one we are using. So 12.71, 482 and 18.45, 445 are not significantly different. So therefore, we just use equal variances assumed. So our p-value should be significant two-tailed 0.189. Again, please keep in mind p-value, this result is just a p-value for two-tailed test, and we are doing two-tailed test. Therefore, p-value should be 0.189 in this case. Now we have p-value as 0.8189. Then how about alpha value? Going back to the question sentence to see 5% as alpha value. Here's a criterion as p-value approach. If p-value is less than or equal to alpha, then we reject the null hypothesis. But if the p-value is greater than alpha, then we do not reject the null. So our case is p-value is 0.189. It's greater than the alpha value 0.05. We do not reject the null. Just assume this is another example question. The keyword higher indicated one-tailed test. The null and alternative hypothesis statement should be like this. Let's perform two independent sample tests using gender and weight B group to see the gender in between gender groups, male weight is higher than female or not. So go from analyze, compare means, independent samples t-test. So we are using weight B group this time. Place this variable into test variable. Again, grouping variable we are using between genders, so therefore using gender, define group name, group 1, group 2. Again, one more time, please make sure the data set in gender we are using M for males, F for females. So therefore exact typing spelling, so M and F for each group. And continue. Options to make sure the confidence level, in this case 5% the significance level, one tailed test, assuming another 5% invisible 5% in other tail, so therefore we are taking 5 and 5, 10% away, remainder should be 90, so making confidence level as 90. Continue, click OK to have the result. Again, we have two tables. Here are the output tables from SPSS. Same as before, we have second table, two lines of result. One is equal variance is assumed, the other one is not assumed. We should estimate variances are equal or not to decide which one should be used. So for the first table, show the standard deviation. Since variances are squared standard deviations, we are making use of standard deviation to estimate either variances are equal or not. So one for male is 15.19868 and 16.39105 is for female. These are not significantly different. So therefore, we are using equal variances assumed. So same as before, here is a p-value, sig two-tailed indicate p-value. But please note that all SPSS gives you p-value for two-tailed test. However, we are doing one-tailed test. Therefore, we need to divide this table value by 2 to get the 0.0815. We found p-value at 0.0815 for this test. Then how about alpha value? Again, going back to the question sentence to see the significance level as alpha equal to 0.05. Here's a criterion, p-value approach. So again, using this, applying this approach, our p-value is 0.0815 is greater than 0.05 alpha value. We do not reject null hypothesis.